Everybody, we're going to get out and ride around a little bit today. We are going to test out our new Garmin RV specific GPS. So we're going to ride down to Lake Guntersville State Park in North Alabama, see if we can get some footage down there. It's a beautiful park. We like to go there for our seasonal shakedowns. So since we have a big trip to Canada and back, we're going to test out our Garmin and drive down to Guntersville and just see what's changed since we were there last year. Voice command.
Say a command.
Find place.
Speak the name of a place.
Lake Guntersville State Park.
Searching for Lake Guntersville State Park. Select a line number. Would you like to begin navigation?
Yes.
On Car Scenic Drive, then take the first right.
Okay, we're finally here. It takes about 30 minutes to get here from our house. We've been coming here for about 30 years. We used to have a pop-up that we came with our kids, and then we progressed to a holiday rambler, which was a nice trailer but didn't have a slide out, and it got kind of tight with two kids, teenagers, and so we moved up to a Sunnybrook that had a slide out, gave us more room, and we had to get rid of the Sunnybrook and the tow vehicle that we used, and eventually we ended up with what we have now is a Newmar Dutch Star motorhome. So it's 40-foot diesel pusher, and the campground here accommodates pretty much any size vehicle you want to come in with. They have 299, I believe it is, 229 with electric, water, and sewer. Some of the electric is 30 amp, but a lot of it is 50 amp as well. Then they've got 100 primitive sites for tents only, and then they've got 65 sites with water and electric and no sewer, and that comes from their website. We have some friends that we like to camp with, and usually if we go down there it's for a shakedown before a long trip, and we'll go down there with some other couples and just enjoy the water and the few smaller hiking trails. They've got some real aggressive hiking trails. They also have zip line if you enjoy that, or have younger kids that might enjoy a zip line down the mountain. They also have a lodge and a resort inn. They've got a pretty challenging 18-hole golf course, fishing centers. They have a lot of Bass Pro, nationally recognized Bass Pro tournaments in Guntersville. They have a beach complex that has sand for the beach. It's very nice for kids to play and get wet and run around on the sand. People play volleyball, and it's a nice shaded pavilion for you to have a picnic lunch. They also have Lakeview cottages and cabins. If you have friends that want to come with you and they don't have a camper, they can stay in the campground close to you in one of the cottages or cabins. There's 36 miles of trails that they allow hiking, mountain bikes, and even horseback riding on the trails. We usually take advantage of some of the shorter walking trails, the more level ones. They have some that are pretty seriously steep, and my old heart just can't take those anymore. I used to when my son was in the Scouts. I could keep up with him, but not anymore. So we're going to drive through the campground here and show you what some of the sites look like. Most of them are gravel pads. They're not all concrete, but some of them are. Several of the concreted pads and asphalted pads are for handicap access campers only. So the other ones are fairly level. You will find quite a few that does have a lean from left to right or passenger side to driver side. So you may have to let the jacks down on one side and raise them up on the other side to get completely level. But we've never had a problem getting into any of the sites. We tell them what size rig we're coming in with, and they usually give us a site that's plenty big enough for our rig. We're usually driving a 40-foot Dutch Star and towing a Honda Civic behind that, and we've never had any problems getting hooked up and having good power. I will say the last 3 years they've been without internet access unless you have a Wi-Fi extender that can reach about a mile away. At the beach pavilion that you're seeing right here, there is Wi-Fi access at that point, but they haven't brought it back across to the campground since the tornado pretty much demolished all the beautiful tall pine trees that they used to have there, and it took out their Wi-Fi, and they haven't replaced it. But I do work from the motorhome, and I have a Wi-Fi extender, and I can get access to their beach pavilion Wi-Fi or just use my Verizon hotspot. There's the State Lodge Park that I discussed. They've got a lot of rooms. They've got a swimming pool. They have a really nice restaurant, and on Friday nights and I think Saturday nights they have a buffet, seafood buffet, and a meat and three type buffet. We really enjoy it. If we're tired of cooking or grilling out, we'll go up there and have a nice meal. Sometimes we'll go up, like if we're checking out on a Sunday, we'll go up there and have an early breakfast buffet and then come back and load up and drive home. I wanted to mention too, their rates this year as of 2019, their published rates are $33.21 per night plus tax for full hookup. If you just want water and electric, it's $30.90 plus tax. Primitive sites for tent only is $18.16 per night. Now, if you wanted to stay a full week, if you pay for 6 nights, you get the 7th night free, and that comes out to be an average of $28.57 per night. So it's basically $200 for the week for the 7-day or for the 7-night stay. I think that's a pretty reasonable deal for such a nice park. There's a lot of fishing piers, and boats actually drive up to the campground and come in on their boat. They also have monthly rates for 30 days. It's $533. That would be from April to October. And from November to March, it's $371 per month, which is pretty phenomenal deal for an entire month for $371. That includes your water, sewer, electric. Like I said, no Wi-Fi unless you have a really strong Wi-Fi extender mechanism to get you access to the beach pavilion, which is about anywhere from a half a mile to a mile away from the campsite that you may be staying at.
This area that we're passing now is where we stay when the grandbabies come to visit. They like to play on the playground. There's a nature center there that usually has some kind of critter in it. You can watch movies here, play tennis, play basketball, and you can get the stuff at the camp store to go and play. This is probably our favorite campground. It's about 30 minutes from our home. So if I have to work, I can drive back and forth and spend the night at the campground with our friends. When the kids come, they usually bring their bikes and scooters. We have frisbees and kites that they can fly. And if they get to stay till later in the afternoon, we roast marshmallows. We usually always take nice little walks or go up to the camp store, and they have yummy ice cream that the kids really enjoy. So we let them get ice cream. We've watched lots of beautiful sunsets from this area here. This campground has lots of wildlife, which is my favorite part. We see geese and ducks all the time, squirrels and rabbits. We have seen turkeys before down there. One year they had coyotes, which I think scared a lot of people, so I think they captured those and moved them to a different area where there weren't so many people. They have an eagle awareness down at Guntersville State Park. You can go down there, and they have camp guides that will take you out to see the eagle's nest. And we've seen an eagle occasionally down there. A lot of people have their telescopes set up to do that. We usually always see deer, and this time we were not disappointed either because they're waiting on us to leave the campground.